The Boston Red Sox have just had a devastating loss to the Baltimore Orioles, giving up 10 runs in the last 3 innings after being up 8-2 and up 6-0 earlier in the game, losing 12-8. Not good at all. Not a good game for the Red Sox. Blew it at the end. Nothing you can do about it. My name is Derek. You're watching Red Sox Recap here on Bleacher Brawls. What went wrong for the Red Sox today? Well, there's one part of the team to blame it on. It's the bullpen. The bullpen absolutely took a crap. They didn't, they just, for lack of a better term, they shit the bed. They shit the bed. They didn't do, they terrible. Just when your bullpen, Whitlock goes 6 innings, only gives up 2 runs, and your bullpen in 3 innings gives up 10 runs. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Like, you don't deserve to win. You don't. Like the thing is, Diekman comes in and 3 runs, 3-run blast to Mateo. Okay. Schreiber comes in, he finally gives up some runs. He gives up a 2-run shot to Austin Hayes. And then Strom comes in and they close out the 8th, and then he comes in the 9th. He gets tagged for 4 runs, 3 of them earned. And then Salmore comes in and continues to give up another run. Just the problem is the guy who the Red Sox should have closing out games started the game tonight. That's the problem. They could easily put Tanner Houck into start where Whitlock's starting right now and have Whitlock be the closer. But no, you can't do that because we like Whitlock as a starter. Well, guess what? He's going to move to the bullpen anyways when Sale and Paxton get healthy. Or if he doesn't, you're dumb because then you're moving Hill and Walker to the bullpen. Like, move them to the bullpen. You can live with Houck making a couple starts now until Sales are, or even better yet, send him to the bullpen. You're calling up Josh Winkowski on Saturday anyways for the doubleheader. How about this? Just don't send Winkowski back down. Yeah, you can send Matt Barnes down. You can send Sawamura down. There's other guys you can probably send down too. Tyler Danish, you can send him down. Like, there's options. You don't need to have Whitlock in the rotation, especially if you're just going to waste a start because the bullpen can't shut it down. Like, what are you, like, it's honestly ridiculous. You go through 6 innings, you haven't touched your bullpen, and you've only given up 2 runs, and your bullpen comes in and gives up 10 in 3 innings. They just gave up more runs than outs they got. What are you doing? Like, the line, like, cool, Devers had a 3-hit game. Yippee-ki-yay. Bogarts had a 2-hit game. Oh, my gosh, cool 3-run homers. So exciting. Verdugo and Franchi both having 2-hit games. And Jackie Bradley having a 2-hit game. Yeah, that's so exciting, except for the fact that they blew it. They just straight up blew it. Can't put it any other way. Cannot put it any other way. Bullpen straight up blew that game. And, I mean, credit to the Orioles. Pat and I said it on the last video. This isn't the Orioles team of old. They're getting better, and with the young guys that they have coming up, they're going to continue to get better. And we saw it tonight: Cedric Mullins, Trey Mancini, Anthony Santander, Austin Hayes, Adley Rushing, Ryan Mountcastle, Rougned Odor. Like, there's a lineup there. Like, there's something there, especially that 1 through 6 before you hit Odor, with Mullins, Mancini, Santander, Hayes, Rushman, and Mountcastle. There's something there with that 6. There's something there. And this isn't the Orioles team of old that's just going to lay over and die. This is not a bad Orioles team in the sense of they're not nearly as bad as what they were. They're getting better, and they're only going to continue to get better. And maybe the Red Sox hot streaks died a little bit. Maybe Alex Cora needs to go and get clean shaven again because that beard's starting to come back. Maybe, I have no clue, but I said I would be happy if they won 5 out of 7 out of this Baltimore and Cincinnati home stretch of this homestand. They can still do that. But now their margin for error is even smaller. They can only use one in the next 6 now for that to happen. Is it possible? Yes, but what can you do? But I mean, it's gonna be hard to do, but they could still pull it off. You get Baltimore for 5 games. You better win at least 3. If you don't win the series, you're gonna get massive crap coming your way. The Orioles, I mean, like I said, they're getting better. Cedric Mullins, Santander, and Austin Hayes all had 2 games, and then Rougned Odor, along with Ramon Urias, both had 3 hit games. Like, I like, come on. The Orioles, drew 4. Red Sox tonight only drew 3 walks. They did get hit by pitch 3 times. But it's, what can you do? It's when your bullpen gives up 10 runs, I don't care. You don't deserve to win. The Red Sox did not deserve to win tonight. And it sucks for the lineup who did well, at least at the start of the game. They didn't do anything against the Orioles bullpen. But the Orioles showed up late in the game. They showed up. They did what they needed to do. And, hats off to them. They did what they needed to do. It's unfortunate. But the Orioles bullpen, after you got past Sulcer, so after 4 2/3 innings, so from the end of the 5th inning on, the Orioles bullpen was lights out. They only gave up 1 base runner, maybe 2. Like, and you look at the guys they brought in, they literally, they all have good ERAs. That's what makes it even crazier. Marcos Diplon came in. He has a 0 ERA, only 3 appearances so far this year, but still 0 ERA. Gillespie, 1.69 ERA, only 5 appearances, but he's been good so far in his 5 appearances. Then they go and we're gonna bring Dylan Tate. He's 24 innings. He's in a 1.88 ERA. He's been very good. And then they went to Perez, Cionel Perez. I know his last name Perez. In 14 innings, 17 games, he's got a 0.64 ERA. And then they go to the guy to shut it out, Jorge Lopez. In 22 innings, he has a 1.23 ERA. Baltimore's got a decent back end of the bullpen if you haven't been paying attention. They got a decent back end, and they used it tonight, and it held the Red Sox while they made their comeback. And you can't take games for granted against a team like Baltimore because they're getting better. They're still competitive somewhat. They're not going to win a World Series, but they just proved it. They can take games from teams. It's not out of the ordinary for them to be able to take a game from a team. They took a game from the Yankees. They won 2 out of 3 against the Rays. They took 1 out of 4 against the Yankees. Okay, whatever. But they beat St. Louis. They won 2 out of 3 in St. Louis. So they can take a game or 2 from you. And it's the 5-game series. The Red Sox are going to be careful. If they don't pay attention, the Orioles could easily sneak out 2 or 3 games from this series. And that's what the Red Sox need to watch out for. This Orioles team is much better than the Orioles teams in the last couple of years. And I think that needs to be realized. People need to start realizing, hey, this Orioles team's not just going to roll over and die anymore. It's not that Orioles team. This Orioles team is getting good. And they're growing, and their young players are growing, and they're getting better. They're going to be a better team in September than what they are right now. And to start next year, they're going to be a better team at the start of next year than they were at September this year. They're a very young team, but that gives them the opportunity for growth and to continue to get better. And they're young, so they have that competitive edge. They're trying to make their mark, and it's working. They're better than they were last year. And the year before that, and the year before that, and they're definitely better than what they were in 2018 because that team only won 47 games. Not hard to do better than that. It's not that hard. The Orioles are better. The Red Sox have struggled at the start of the season. They've got one on this massive hot streak, but could they be cooling down a little bit? Maybe. They got to figure out the pitching. The offense looks like it's hot, but now this is like the before season questions. Would the bullpen be able to support the offense tonight? No. Other nights in the season, yes, but not tonight. Will it continue? I don't think so, but it could. You never know. It's the thing of this Red Sox team. You don't want them to get all hot at the same time. You want to be able to, if someone's cold, you want someone to be able to pick up their slack, and then vice versa. And John and I, John, you might have heard him on the regular podcast, hasn't been on the YouTube channel yet, but we did a video on the Yankees and we talked about it, which that video will be up in like a week or so. But we talked about it saying it's better to have one guy cold and another guy hot picking up his slack than the whole team being hot at once and then they're all being cold at once. And because when they're all cold, you're not going to win games. And this Red Sox team seems a little streaky, like the Yankees teams of the last couple of years, whereas this Yankees team seems a little bit more consistent, like the good Red Sox teams that we've had, a couple of years ago, like in 2018, 2017, 2016. So, and even last year, obviously the Red Sox team had that one cold stretch, but you take out that one cold stretch, they were pretty consistent the whole year. The Red Sox this year are going to need to find that consistency if they want to challenge for anything important. Making a wild card is cool and all, but if you don't do anything with it, it doesn't matter. I'm a big proponent of getting into the playoffs and worrying about what happens in the division later, because you can't win your division if you don't make the playoffs. However, there's no point in making the playoffs if you're just going to roll over and die in the wild card round and not do anything. If you're going to make the playoffs, you better be ready to go, and you better not be cold. This Red Sox team, could they get on a roll? Yes, but they're freezing cold. They aren't going to win games, especially offensively, because if they can't score, we've seen it already this year. If they don't score, they will not win. They have to score to win because their pitching can't go a game only giving up 2 or 3 runs. Their pitching is going to give up 3 or 4, so they need to score 5 or 6. And we're starting to see that a little bit, where the pitching's now starting to struggle a little bit. The bullpen, especially tonight. Hopefully, it's not a recurring thing, but even again in Chicago, they gave up 7 runs in the first game, 3 runs. They didn't have any offensive backing, and it's not great. Everyone was, the Red Sox scored 32 runs in their 3 games against Chicago. Well, the Red Sox last 3 games haven't been great from the pitching side. 12 runs they gave up today, 7 runs, that's 19 in 2 games, and then 3, that's 22 in 3 games. 22 runs the Red Sox have given up in 3 games. You're not gonna win the series. You're not gonna win. The Red Sox in the last 3 games are 1-2. Why? They gave up too many runs. You're not going 2-1 in a 3-game stretch when you give up 22 runs, unless your offense is scoring like 50. You can't give up 8-9 runs a game and expect to win. You just can't do it. It's not acceptable either, regardless of how big of a lead you got or not. And the Red Sox got to turn it around. I mean, looks like the offense is there, and you got guys like Alex Verdugo is getting hot. He's crushing, hitting the ball ridiculously hard right now, and they're starting to fall finally for him. So looks like the offense is getting there. It's just they need all parts to click, and they didn't have that tonight. Will they have it in the next few games? I hope so, because they are going to need it, because this Baltimore team is ready to fight, and they're ready to take games from you. They will take games from you, and they've already proven that they can this year. But that's going to wrap it up. Depressing kind of night for a Boston sports fan. Red Sox blow the lead, lose. The Celtics kind of shoot themselves in the foot coming from behind. The refs didn't help. Not a good game for Boston sports fans, but we'll rebound. We'll rebound from it. We'll be fine. Make sure to check out all the links in the description, the Twitter, the Instagram, the podcast, the website. Make sure to check all that out. The crew's Twitters are all down there in the description. Make sure to check out our previous Red Sox game recaps, prospect pipeline videos, some of our other videos that we've done on different teams, different subjects, and there'll be more of those in the future as well. So make sure to keep an eye out for those. Keep an eye out for our Twitter spaces. If we go do a Twitter space during a Red Sox game, we'd love for you guys to join us live and ask us questions, and we can answer them. We can have a good conversation about Red Sox, baseball, whatever. sport, doesn't matter. Join us when we go live, hopefully. So on Twitter Spaces, trying to build this community here. And no, that's about it. My name is Derek. Thanks for watching the Red Sox recap on Bleacher Brawls, and we'll see you next time.